Now available for the first time in paperback. Stop Sippin', Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance. Learn what mistakes not to make with women in the dating scene with Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance. Available in paperback and online booksellers today. After looking at the case of Bakari Henderson, the 22-year-old young black man who was brutally murdered by 15 Serbian men in a bar in Greece, it's clear to me that black men out here and black boys are not getting the life skills that they need to survive in this world. When it comes down to black boys and young black men, they have often been taught this whole concept of this rainbow and how we are all the same. And that's a bunch of nonsense, especially when it comes to black men. Black men need to know from an early age in their childhood that the world is going to see them differently. When it comes down to a black man, he is going to be seen differently than a white man, an Hispanic man, an Arab man, an Asian man, a white woman, a Hispanic woman, an Asian woman, or even a black woman. When it comes down to a black man, he has to understand he is in his own category, and when it comes down to the world sees him as a threat. So he has to understand how to set a course to navigate that world and make a way for himself so he can survive in it. This is something many young black boys are not getting. They're being taught this rainbow stuff, and that rainbow stuff is going to cost them their lives. When it comes down to a black boy and a black man, he has to learn from an early age he is behind enemy lines. And when he is in this country, or any country in the world, he is an enemy of those states. This is something many black boys are not learning, and because they are not learning this, they are falling into pitfalls that can put them at risk for becoming arrested or losing their lives. This is happening because many black mothers are not teaching them what the life skills they need to be a black man, and they can't teach them the life skills that they need to survive to be a black man. Only another black man can teach another black boy or another young black man the life skills that they need to be a young black man out here and survive out here, because only black men understand that experience of being a black man. So when it comes down to young men like your Bakari Henderson, they didn't get those life skills from black men, and that's why they believe they can just go out in the world and do the same things as white men and other men can do. And that's not the case at all, because when it comes down to black men, you have to understand, again, you are behind enemy lines. You are an enemy of the state, and there is a huge target on your back. And when you go outside in any interaction, that interaction could be your last moment on this earth. And you have to treat every interaction in a way that helps you survive to move to the next day. This is something every black boy learned when I was growing up, that you had to watch yourself out here, again, because any interaction you have with someone could be your last moment on earth. This is why you have to watch yourself and watch what you do, watch what you say, and watch where you go. You pretty much have to have eyes in the back of your head, because you don't know who is going to stab you in the back. This is life for black men. We don't know what's coming at us, and we don't know what's going to lead to us winding up in some sort of jam. And this is something black boys are not being taught these days, and because they're not getting taught these days, they're winding up getting jacked up out here because they aren't being taught the life skills and survival skills that they need to know when they go out here. A simple interaction in something like a store can lead to a black man winding up getting arrested, brutally beaten up by a store owner, or cost him his life. Doing something as simple as going into a store and picking up a piece of merchandise and then putting it down can lead to a confrontation with a store owner, or wind up with a guy getting locked up for shoplifting, even though that man, all he did was do something everyone else did. He's going to be profiled and targeted, And in some cases, he may be even followed around in these stores. This is something that many black boys take for granted, but they don't understand. Again, this is a simple interaction that can cost that black man his life, his freedom, and his safety. And the only person looking out for your safety is you. This is something black boys and black men need to understand. This is something that your Bakari Henderson didn't get. He thought that those white guys he was with in that Serbian bar in Greece were going to look out for his safety. No, when you are a black man, you have to look out for your own safety. You have to look out for yourself. And you have to be smart enough not to put yourself in dangerous situations that can put your life and your safety at risk. This does not mean being scared, it means being smart. And a smart man is going to say, look, I already know I'm behind enemy lines in a place like the United States. So I'm going to be even extra careful when I'm abroad, because if I go out here and travel abroad, I understand that if I enter this in this country, I am dealing with an enemy behind enemy lines in an enemy state, and I'm outside of my country. So I am really playing Russian roulette with my life. It's a dangerous risk, and if I don't have to take that risk, I don't take that risk. This is something black men need to understand when they're out here. They have to understand that they have to look out for themselves no matter where they go, and they can't take life for granted in the same way a white male does, a white female does, a non-black female does, like a Hispanic female, a Asian female, or an Arab female, or a white female does, or even a black female does. They have freedoms and privileges that black men do not have. And sadly, many of these black males out here are not getting schooled in the unwritten social rules for the world. And these unwritten social rules, they are not going to be taught to you by a white man, a white woman, or a Hispanic woman, or Asian woman, or Arab woman, or Asian man, or Hispanic man, or even a black woman, because they don't know about those unwritten social rules. No, only a black man understands these unwritten social rules. And the faster you learn those protocols, the faster you can learn the life skills you're going to need to navigate a course for yourself that keeps you alive in this world. When it comes down to black boys and young black men, they have to learn that the world, again, operates differently for you. So you have to learn how to set a course for yourself to avoid perilous and dangerous situations that put you in harm's way and lead to that target on your back winding up getting locked and leading to you winding up costing yourself your safety, your freedom, your health, and even your life. When it comes down to black men, we have to learn that there are unwritten social rules regarding us, and those unwritten social rules are something we have to learn if we want to survive out here. When it comes down to the black man, he has to understand he's the only one looking out for himself, and if he doesn't look out for himself, no one else will. Everyone else will just say it's your fault when something happens to you, and sadly, that's just the way it is. But that's why you have to learn the unwritten social rules regarding the world, because when it comes down to the world does not see you the same way. And because they don't see you as an ally, they see you as an enemy, and you are behind enemy lines. So you have to understand, when you are in enemy territory, you have to have a battle strategy for your survival. And the faster a boy learns the battle strategy for his survival, the faster he can learn how to survive as a man out here in this enemy territory called America, and the enemy territories outside of the world, because the world is hostile towards black men. It sees black men as a threat. It sees black men as a danger, and that's not going to change. There is no rainbow, and those who believe in the rainbow will wind up taking a ride in a Bronco. If you like what you see on this channel and you want to help me make more videos, you may do so by clicking the link to the description box to the Patreon. A dollar donation goes a long way. And if you want to learn more about men's issues, you can click on my Amazon.com link, and that'll take you to my series of Simp Series books, which will teach you all the lessons you need to learn about men's issues. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.